Hi guys, Stephen Jones has just watched my video where I did a bit more disassembly to this little mini submarine, showing that we could only get one motor running. Get this the right way round. Right, so hold that in place, we're on. So that motor works in one direction but not the other, and the up-down motor works. So I was looking at the board thinking it was probably the board faulty, but Stephen pointed out I haven't actually proved that the transmitter's okay. So although we found the fault with the socket there, where there's a little disconnection when you plug the power in, and that wasn't making, so I put an external external switch on, we haven't proved whether there's a problem with this. And I've just been sitting this next to a radio trying to see if we can actually hear the output from it. I don't have a radio that happens to be in the 40 megahertz range, but you get interference anyway on other channels, other frequencies, and I can detect a change or hear a change when I press that, and that, but I don't hear a change when I press any of them. So I think he might well be right. So we'll take this apart now. Probably want to hook the battery out first if we can. It's a bit tight in there. Right. So thanks Stephen for pointing out a glaring mistake or error or whatever polite words you want to use, but yeah, because I'd got some functionality out of the transmitter or controller, it didn't even occur to me that the other buttons might be faulty. I was so pleased that I'd found the fault actually in the power circuit on there. I thought that was all the problem was. And in my defence, I can't say I've ever had a controller where it's faulty buttons. Right, so look, what have we got? Well, interesting enough, oh, those are the top buttons, aren't they? It's all a little bit tight. Right, we'll have to take that out, won't we? And usually they're only little push contacts. Could be a crack in the board, I suppose. Just looking there, I mean, some of those solder joints do look a little bit suspect. It's not going to come off now. Nope, a couple more screws. Bigger screwdriver. Right, so that one works, that one works, and that one works. That one doesn't, and that one doesn't. easiest thing to do would be to short out the contacts, just to check it's not the actual switch. I might have to rig something up to hold that in place. Oh, got no battery in there now, have we? Let's move it, yeah. So I'll try and short those out just to check. Let me just use that. Oh, come on. It's that switch. You can't hear it because there's too much background noise, but it worked just then. It's not working. Yeah, that works. And that one works. Yeah, you probably can't see what's happening here because it's too dark. Let's zoom in. Right, what I'm doing is I'm shorting on the backs of those switches, push buttons, and you're watching these motors. In fact, I could probably do it on the front, which might be easier to see. Yeah. So that's it doesn't work by pressing it. So it's actually a faulty switch, push switch. And over this side, pressing the wrong button there. I can't do this with one hand. That one's working. So you're 100% right, Stephen. So the receiver is absolutely fine. But we need to replace those momentary switches. Well, I wonder if I've got any spares on another board somewhere. I'll go and have a look. Right, so I'm going to have to desolder those switches, push buttons, and replace them. Now, I've got a load on here, but I'm looking at them and these are much lower in profile. They look like they'll go on the same in the same place, the same width, but they're not deep enough. They need to be about another 3 or 4 millimeters deep. I might have to 3D print little spacers to go in the end of these, the buttons, so that they'll reach. Yeah, I think that's what I'll have to do. Yeah, those stick up about 3 millimeters, and those stick up 1 millimeter, so we need a 2 millimeter pad to go on there to make them work. How frustrating. These do have holes in them, so I could make a little pad with a little dimple on it to go in there. I could glue them in place. Right, 3D printer time. Right, we'll try and get some of these switches off. In fact, I'll probably try and desolder everything while I've got my soldering iron out. what that is. Looks like some sort of variable resistor. Clicks a bit as you turn it. Still, I'll be editing this bit out. Right, I've warmed up the soldering iron, getting that bit out. Let's see if we can get these switches off. One. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? You'll probably guess. Just heating them up and pushing them off. Same with these. I suppose I'll just put a meter on them and check they actually work. I'll do that and then get on with it. Right, new switch is in place. Switch that on. Hold that in place. Right, so now it works. So next thing is, will my little 3D printed spacers pad them out enough? I did 8, I only need 3. Bit small and fiddly. Right, goes that way round. I will glue them in place, otherwise I'm going to drop them on the floor like that and lose them. Oh dear. But yeah, that's going to fit. Let's do a zoom. Okay, so these are just to lengthen those by 2mm. So I'll glue them on. There we are. That's my modified little buttons to give us the extra depth. So I'll screw it all back together. Right, let's have a look. So we want to see if these motors work. Need to switch it on. Yeah, that might help. Forwards, backwards on that one. Forwards, backwards on that one. So that's success. So it all works. So you know what this means? This means everything works apart from that power socket on the front. So I guess I'm going to have a look in my scrap box and see if we can find a replacement power socket. I'm going to leave that for now. I'm not going to rush and do that. But that's real progress. Thanks to Stephen. Yeah, just have a look, see what we can find. All that is it's where you put the power socket in, the power plug in, it separates the circuit from the drive circuit from the charging circuit, so that you're just charging the battery. And then when you take it out, it should make connection so that the battery then feeds through to the actual control board. And basically it's rusted and it's not working. So I should be able to find one of them somewhere. Worst case I could buy one, but I don't like buying things. Much rather reuse, recycle, repurpose. But it would be fun if we could get it working. Thanks for watching. You'll find more information down in the video description. You might like to watch that video up there, and you might like to subscribe over there.